are the top stories so far. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli returns home from his 3-day state visit to India, terms his visit a success in improving relations between the two countries. Number of flamboyant promises made by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi remain unimplemented. Pledges range from support in reconstruction and development projects. Dozens of people killed in an attack on the rebel-held Syrian town Douma. US President Trump lashes out at Syrian president and his allies Russia and Iran, saying there will be a big price to pay. And Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid settle for a point each. Madrid derby draw pushes Barcelona closer to winning the league title. Let's begin with the latest national political updates. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has termed his 3-day state visit to India a success in improving the relationship between the two nations. Prime Minister Oli, who returned home yesterday evening, addressed journalists at the Trivandrum International Airport and said he had always wished for a good relationship with India. He informed that both the nations had agreed to proceed with the implementation of all the agreements reached with the country at the earliest. On the last day of his India visit, Prime Minister Oli was bestowed with the honorary doctorate by Uttarakhand's Govinda Ballabh Pant Agriculture University. Premier Oli had reached Delhi on Friday. During his India visit, Premier Oli was entirely engaged in high-level political parleys. Nepal and India had made public a 12-point joint communique on Saturday. The communique was centered on economic agendas. Now, leaving aside some expectations, almost all the Prime Ministers of Nepal have chosen the Indian capital, New Delhi, for their first foreign visit. Our Prime Ministers often return home with a number of glossy assurances from India pertaining to infrastructure, building and development. For instance, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Kathmandu on 3rd of August 2014 when he addressed then Constituent Assembly. Premier Modi made several promises during the visit that have largely remained unimplemented. Taking this into account leaves little ground to believe in the implementation of the promises he made during Prime Minister KP Sharma's recent India visit. During his address to the Constituent Assembly 4 years ago, Indian Prime Minister Modi announced of granting a significant concession in the international phone calls between India and Nepal. Although it costs only 3 rupees per call from Nepal to India, the charge is as much as 12 rupees while making calls from India.
अमेरिका टेलीफोन करना है तो बड़े सस्ते में हो जाता है, लेकिन नेपाल फोन करना है तो बड़ा महंगा पड़ जाता है। अब हमें समझ नहीं आता है भाई ये क्या बात है, ऐसा कैसे बैरियर? और नेपाल के लाखों लोग हिंदुस्तान में रहते हैं, बेटे परिवार से बात करना चाहते हैं, कर नहीं पाता है, नमस्ते करके फोन रख देता है। मैं स्थिति बदलना चाहता हूं।
It only takes a quick direction from the prime ministerial level to the telephone service provider to reduce the call tariff. Prime Minister Modi, however, has remained indifferent to the issue till date, despite his promise. Likewise, he had also promised of providing 1 trillion rupees to assist in Nepal's development endeavors.
भारत नेपाल को 10,000 करोड़ नेपाली रुपए कंसेशनल लाइन ऑफ क्रेडिट की सहायता देने का हमने निर्णय किया है। हम यह सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि इस क्रेडिट का उपयोग नेपाल की प्राथमिकता पर होगा। आप इसे हाइड्रो पावर, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, इन सारे क्षेत्रों में लगाएं।
Let alone the allocation of the promised amount, even another 1 trillion rupees promised by the Indian government for post-earthquake reconstruction has also proved to no avail. There has also been no progress in Prime Minister Modi's pledge to double the scholarship being provided to Nepalese students. Likewise, Modi's announcement in terms of constructing highways and transmission lines, among others, too have failed to be implemented.
नेपाल को भारत ये जितनी जल्दी ये गिफ्ट दें, हाईवेज दें, आई वेज, इंफॉर्मेशन बेज, पूरे विश्व के अंदर नेपाल पीछे रहना नहीं चाहिए। आज बिजली जितनी हम दे रहे हैं नेपाल को, उसको डबल करने का मेरा इरादा है और उसके लिए जितना जल्दी ट्रांसमिशन लाइन लगाएंगे, अभी हम नेपाल का अंधेरा दूर करेंगे और दशक के बाद अंधेरा हिंदुस्तान का नेपाल दूर करेगा। ये हमारा नाता है।
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's pledge of constructing a pipeline for the supply of petroleum products has, however, entered a phase of implementation, with both the countries jointly inaugurating the Motihari-Amlekhganj pipeline. Besides that, Premier Modi's promise of support in terms of organic farm and herbs production has also been confined to the archive of Parliamentary Secretariat. There has also been no progress in the much-awaited Panchesur, Upper Karnali and Arun 3 hydropower projects, along with the construction of the postal highway. Now, taking into account the failure in the implementation of assurances made at the Sovereign Constituent Assembly, it is easy to contemplate the implementation of aspects of the flamboyant promises pertaining to waterway, transportation and Raxaul-Kathmandu electric railway. And we'll take a short break here. For more news, stay with us. Welcome back. The government is to begin the student admission program from 15th of April. The campaign, which is conducted every year with much fervor, has however remained unproductive in the past 12 years.
सामुदायिक विद्यालयमा विद्यार्थी पाउने नपाउने हो कि भने जस्तो कयौं विद्यालय खाली हुन थाले अनि विद्यालयका शिक्षकहरू आफ्ना छोराछोरी पनि बाहिर पढाउँछन्, निजी विद्यालयमा पढाउँछन् अनि त्यसपछि जनताका छोराछोरी मिलेसम्म सके पनि नसके पनि ऋण खोजेर जग्गा बेचेर भए पनि निजी विद्यालयमा पठाउनु पर्ने बाध्यता आएको छ।
At a time when Pushpa Kamal Dahal, the chairman of CPN Maoist Centre, the party to which the education minister belongs, is making such remarks, children of deprived families have not received admissions even in the community schools. More than 400,000 children are yet to see the doors of schools. The survey of Education Department has identified that children from such communities are deprived of education because of poverty, illiteracy and language barriers. The government had begun the admission campaign 12 years ago with the objective of ensuring access to schools to all the children by 2016. Government spends at least 15 million rupees every year in the name of the campaign. According to government officials, if we are to consider the investment of the non-government sector, the amount is almost twice as much. Like every year, the campaign kicks off from 15th of April, and like every year, the government officials are claiming that the campaign this year would be special and different than previous years. No matter what the government claims to say, the campaign has largely remained unproductive. 200,000 children in 8 Tarai districts, Bara, Parsa, Mohottari, Rohtahat, Sarlahi, Dhanusha, Siraha and Saptari have been deprived of education. The Constitution has established basic education as mandatory, free and a fundamental right. However, it would be meaningless if efforts are not undertaken for its effective implementation. The admission campaign and school-level education is now a responsibility of the local governments. It has already been late to ensure education for all the children by developing confidence regarding public education after conducting programs for income-generating activities for guardians below the poverty line. Now, we had asked the locals in Chhapa, Chitwan and Surkhet regarding why they don't admit their children at community schools. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
Boarding स्कुलहरुमा अलिकति राम्रो पढाइ हुन्छ भन्ने एउटा मनोभावना बढी जागृत हुँदै आएको जस्तो देखिन्छ।
शिक्षकहरु आफ्नो राजनीतिमा बढी हिड्ने हैन, त्यसपछि अनि अब पढाइमा चाहिँ लापरवाही गर्ने, त्यसै कारणले गर्दाखेरि अब त्यसमा भन्दा बढी चाहिँ प्राइभेटमा बढी मेहनत हुन्छ।
सरकारी स्कुल नि राम्रो छ, राम्रो हुन्छ। अभिभावकहरुले नि सबै कुरा बुझ्न पर्छ।
स्कुलले राजनीतिको अगाडि बनाएको छ सरकारी विद्यालयका मास्टरहरूले, त्यो प्राइभेट स्कुलमा हुँदैन।
फिस पनि कम हुन्छ, त्यसको माग पनि कम हुन्छ, सरकारीबाट किताब कलम पनि पाउँछ।
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And your question is, how do you take the parliamentarians of provincial assemblies prioritizing their own facilities? Your options are A, seeking benefits, B, disrespect of public vote, and C, normal. The voting for that question is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 8080 to share your opinion with us. That it's now time for the international update. US President Donald Trump has lashed out at Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and his allies Russia and Iran over a suspected chemical attack, saying there will be a big price to pay. Medical sources say dozens of people were killed in an attack on the rebel-held town of Douma on Saturday. The UN Security Council is expected to discuss the crisis on Monday. Both Syria and Russia deny a chemical attack took place and have reached an evacuation deal with the rebels. Outrage at the alleged use of chemical weapons has been widespread, with Pope Francis saying nothing can justify the use of such devices of extermination against defenseless people and populations. The European Union has called for an immediate response by the international community. UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said that the suspected chemical attack must be investigated urgently. The Union of Medical Care and Relief Organizations, which runs medical facilities in the eastern Ghouta, told that 70 deaths had been confirmed. More than 500 people were brought to medical centers with such symptoms, it said, quoting emergency services in Douma. Now, Hungary's right-wing Prime Minister Viktor Orban has claimed a landslide victory in general election. The 54-year-old will serve a third consecutive term in office, with his party Fidesz projected to keep its two-thirds majority in parliament. Fidesz won almost half of the vote, with 93% of ballots counted, Hungary's National Election Office said. Orban is a strong Eurosceptic who campaigned on an anti-immigration platform. In a speech to supporters on Sunday night, Mr. Orban said his victory gave Hungarians the opportunity to defend themselves and to defend Hungary. Orban is a avowed Eurosceptic who opposes further EU integration. He refused to take part in the EU's refugee resettlement program as well and has praised Russian leader Vladimir Putin. Almost all votes counted. The National Jobbik Party is in second place with 20% of the vote. The Socialists are in third with 12% and the LMP, Hungary's main Green Party, is in fourth with 7%. The leaders of the second and third place parties have resigned in the light of the result. And we'll take a short break here, still to come.
Sports news.
Real Madrid forward Cristiano Ronaldo scored for the 10th game in a row in yesterday's 1-1 draw at home to Atletico Madrid, with Antoine Griezmann striking back at the other end to keep his side 4 points ahead of their cross-city rivals in La Liga. The Madrid derby draw did less for the two, but pushed Barcelona closer to winning the league title, as second-placed Atletico now trail Ernesto Valverde's runaway leaders by 11 points, while Valencia climbed above Real into third after beating Espanyol 1-0. Sending a cross from Gareth Bale, crashing past Jan Oblak on volley, Ronaldo hit the target for the 20th time in 10 games, breaking the deadlock in 53rd minute. Atletico quickly struck back, with Griezmann tapping into an empty net in the 57th minute to complete an excellent team move, which ensured that Diego Simeone's side avoided defeat away to Real in the league for the 5th consecutive season. Barcelona lead the standings on 79 points after beating Leganes 3-1 on Saturday. Atletico have 68 while Valencia have 65 and Real are on 4th position on 64 after 31 games. The Catalans will lift a 25th Liga title if they win 4 of their 7 remaining games. Elsewhere, Levante took a giant step towards sealing their La Liga survival by winning 2-1 in a relegation battle at home to fellow strugglers La Palmas, while Real Sociedad thrashed Girona 5-0 at home to climb from 16th in the standings to 12th. Now, in the IPL, Kolkata Knight Riders got better off Bangalore by 4 wickets in the match played last night under Indian Premier League. Elected to bat first after losing the toss, Bangalore notched up 176 runs in the stipulated 20 over, losing 7 wickets. AB de Villiers contributed 44 runs along with Brendan McCullum 43 and Mandeep Singh 37 for Bangalore. Likewise, skipper Virat Kohli garnered 31 runs. On the bowling side, Kolkata's Nitesh Rana and Binay Kumar grabbed 2 wickets each. In response, Kolkata reached the victory target in 18.5 overs, losing 6 wickets. Awarded man of the match, Sunil Narini contributed 50 runs for the winning team. He garnered 4 fours and 5 sixes in 19 balls. Bangalore's Chris Oakes grabbed 3 wickets and Umesh Yadav 2 wickets. Now, CYC Attaria have stormed into the playoffs of the Dhangari Premier League, defeating Biratnagar Kings by 6 wickets. After the loss, Biratnagar Kings have crashed out of the tournament. In the last match of the league stage played in Dhangari yesterday, the 20-over match was reduced to 6 overs due to rain interruption. CYC Attaria won the toss and invited Biratnagar Kings to bat first. Biratnagar posted a total of 55 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in the allotted 6 overs. Dilip Nath, who scored an unbeaten 15, and Anil Shah, who scored 15 runs, were the top scorers for Biratnagar. Babar Hayat also contributed 14 runs off 7 balls, while skipper Paras Khadka chipped in 9 runs for Biratnagar. Kamal Singh Airi grabbed 2 wickets, while Shivankar Urao also picked up a wicket for Attaria. Chasing a target of 56 runs for victory, CYC Attaria reached the target in 5.4 overs, scoring 56 runs with a loss of 4 wickets. Bipin Chandra, who smashed 26 runs off 13 balls, was the highest run scorer for Attaria. Dipender Singh Airi also contributed 20 runs off 15 balls in Attaria's win. Attaria had a disastrous start as they lost their first wicket when no runs were on the board, and the second wicket fell only 4 runs when only 4 runs were scored. But the third wicket partnership of 51 runs between Bipin Chandra and Dipendra Airi helped Attaria win the match. Ram Naresh Giri and Paras Khadka claimed 2 wickets each for Biratnagar in the losing effort. Kathmandu Goldens and Team Chauraha Dhangari will face each other to book a place in the grand finale of Dhangari Premier League now. The losing side of the fixture will play in the qualifier match against the winning side of the playoff match between Mahendranagar United and CYC Attaria. The winners of the tournament will bag 2.5 million rupees, while the runners-up will receive a 1 million cash prize. Now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli returns home from 3-day state visit to India, terms his visit a success in improving relations between the two countries. Number of flamboyant promises made by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi remain unimplemented. Pledges range from support in reconstruction and development projects. Dozens of people killed in an attack on the rebel-held Syrian town Douma. US President Trump lashes out at Syrian president and his allies Russia and Iran, saying there will be a big price to pay. And Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid settled for a point each. Madrid derby draw pushes Barcelona closer to winning the league title. And that's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on Kantipur TV HD. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.